Hi there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for January 2025. I feel like we got quite the year ahead of us. We're going to start with the astrological events for January 2025, and it's starting on the 30th to the 31st of December 2024 with the new moon in Capricorn. And the new moon is about planting new seeds for the lunar cycle to come. And since it's in Capricorn, we want to set intentions, evaluate ambitions so that they align with your long-term vision. Consider your responsibilities and take disciplined actions and steps that you need to do in order to achieve your goals. On the 1st or 2nd of January, depending on where you are in the world, we have the moon entering Aquarius. And this astrological event highlights what needs to change. So we're really pushing for change in the beginning of the year here and throughout probably 2025. On the 6th of January, Mars retrograde enters Cancer, and it makes us focus and tend to our own emotional needs. On the 13th of January, we have the full moon in Cancer, and the moon rules Cancer. Cancer is quite protective and quite emotional, just a fellow water sign to you, Scorpio. So make sure that you take care of yourself, your own needs, and have a look at the people around you and how they are doing. Not necessarily saying that you should put your own needs aside. That's the complete opposite of what I'm saying. But how you as a community can come together and weave through this change. And really looking at what is affecting you and how is it affecting you and what are you going to allow into your life. The sun enters Aquarius on the 19th of January, and we focus on our it makes us focus on our future, our hopes, our dreams, and how you can push yourself forward and out of your comfort zone, and ask you to really find that rebellious spark within, and open up for that unconventional and push for new. On the 29th to the 30th of January, the new moon, the new cycle then begins, the new lunar cycle begins. And the new moon is also in Aquarius. You have both the sun and the moon asking you to push or get out of that comfort zone, propelling you forward to really spark those unconventional ideas and act on them. Might be needing to take a little bit of planning, but it's really asking you to take steps towards achieving your goals there. If we're looking at 25 in the aspect of numerology, 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9, and that's the end, that's the last number before a new numerological cycle begins. So after 9 we have 10, is the 1 and the fill, this is the beginning of the path towards completion. So there's a complete new cycle here before the maximum expression. The beginning and the end here is weaved together as the 10 and the 1 and the 0. So 9 is just the last step in our collective year of 2025. And the last time we had a number 9 was in 2016. So since 2017, because that's the year of the 1 and the 10 all together, it's coming down to reaping what you've sown, who you have become since 2017. Integrating all those hard lessons, closing out old chapters, achieving happiness for your own divine reason, to trust what no longer serves you or resonates with you, and what you need to shed to become this new you. And 2025 is also the year of the snake. So thinking about it, the snake always sheds its skin. So it's going to be quite the year, I think. I have already meditated on your card, I have cleansed your space, but I would like to clean the space with you as well. So there's going to be 3 loud sounds, and I will begin now. Thank you so much for being here. I'm asking Spirit to guide my gorgeous Scorpio through or for the month of January 2025. We're going to start doing a Celtic cross, and we're going to look at Scorpio's past spirit. What is Scorpio's past coming into January 2025? We have the moon. So the moon is about illusions, not knowing if it's your intuition or your imagination guiding you. You have the pillars of convention and tradition in the background. You also have the water here. You need to let the moon light up your path, and you need to walk slowly through the night, because you know, we don't want you to fall over, but it's very important that you're moving forward. And since this is in your past energy, Scorpio, this is what you're coming from. So you don't know whether or not something is actually right. Is it a good decision? What am I doing? I feel like I'm following my heart, but I'm not entirely sure it's going to work out for me. That is the past energy you're moving away from or coming into January 2025 with. We also want to have a look at Scorpio's hopes and fears spirit. A positive card usually means hopes, a negative card means fears. There are some cards that are in between that can be both hope and a fear, kind of bubbled up together. But what is Scorpio's hopes and fears? So Scorpio, you got two cards here, and the Five of Pentacles here is about you know, willing to ask for help if you need it. These two people are outside of a church. They're walking. It's very freezing and cold outside, and you know, there is help to get inside that church. You just need to be willing to ask for it. The Five is a card of change, of possibility, but this is also, you might be scared of needing other people, but you know, it's okay to work together. It's also a card of poverty and insecurity, but I feel like that is not what we're wanting here. I feel like you might be scared of asking for help, or not knowing when to actually ask for help, if you feel like you're being a burden and you don't want to be a pain on your fellow men. There is help available. This card literally says there's help available to the ones who choose to see, and to the ones that accept it. And you need to see the changes, the chances. Changes? Did you need to hear that? The chances that you can actually use for your own, not necessarily gain, but what you can use to propel yourself forward. The Page of Swords, and the pages are always talking about new opportunities. So the Page of Swords, you know, the swords are about the intellect, the thoughts. You might hoping for some new ideas, you know, curiosity, hoping that, you know, you might be willing to experiment and be willing to, you know, see this as see this past as an opportunity that you're willing to take on, rather than, you know, having some sort of restless energy. You do know that there's more to know, and that's very you, Scorpio, isn't it? There's always more to know, there's always more to learn, and as long as you have that thought, you will move forward, even though, you know, the amount of steps is not necessarily the question here, and the size of the steps is not necessarily also what is the question here. Is as long as you're moving forward, doesn't matter how big of a step you're taking or how many steps you're taking at once, it's just taking that one step in front of the other to move forward. You know, it's you're eager to plan, eager to share, but I feel like you need to start planning a little bit, like lay out that foundation of what you want to do. If it comes from this, I don't know if it's intuition, or I don't know if it's an illusion, then you need to still take steps forward to realizing whether or not you want something or not. And you should be okay with yourself asking for help, because we are humans and we are living in a collective, and we're all connected to each other, and that's absolutely fine. But that is, I feel like you go with both a hope and a fear here, Scorpio. What is the present energy? This initial situation. What is the present moment looking like for Scorpio right now in January 2025? Ace of Pentacles. Are you blocking something, Scorpio, because you're not sure if you wanna take it on or not? The Hand of the Universe is bringing you out an opportunity here, a new beginning, prosperity, a new venture in earthly matters like business, money, body, wealth, abundance, opportunity for prosperity. But I feel like that is somewhat blocked in the beginning of the month. The reverse, I don't necessarily read it as a negative card, but it can be like you blocking something, or like it's the complete opposite. It can mean several things. But what's important to know is that the reverse cards will always go into the upright as you're working through this energy. So the Ace of Pentacles here is you might be blocking because you might not be wanting to ask people for help, but you're still very eager and very hopeful and very almost restless and ready to take on a new thing here, but you don't know if it's your intuition or your illusion coming in. Okay, what's the crossing energy here for Scorpio in the present moment? What is the crossing energy here for the Ace of Pentacles for Scorpio? Spirit. Oh, it could be a heartbreak, but it's also a card of new life, point of no return, suffering and despair. You know, sometimes we need to hear the truths, and sometimes it's painful to actually hear it, but you know, we need to sometimes hear it, and it's okay. You also have the Two of Wands here. You have 1, 2, and 3 is like a stepping stone. That's what I'm getting. 1, 2, and 3 is a stepping stone. You also have the Two of Wands here. He is, you know, the Wands are the cards of creativity, willpower, like the everyday, and the Twos are about patience and balance, planning the first steps of discovery, having a vision and making that into a plan. You know, he's standing here on his castle that he's built, his comfort zone that I'm feeling. So you need to get yourself out of your comfort zone. Maybe that's a heartbreak, and maybe that's what you don't want to hear. Like, you don't want to get out of your comfort zone right now. It's comfortable, and the world is scary out there. You might be even feeling a lot of other people's feelings at the moment. But you need to leave the comfort zone here. He's holding the world in his hands, and he's ready to take it on. You know, he also has the materials to make the dream come true. He got the Two of Wands there. He can just get out of his castle and do it. And that is the crossing energy here. I really feel like you're ready for a new venture here, but you don't know if it's actually worth getting out of your comfort zone. But I feel, Scorpio, you are the sign of transformation, of willpower. I feel like you just need to allow yourself to not ruminate too long in this heartbreak or this feeling of suffering and point of no return. You know, a point of no return means that there's new life just ahead, and you just need to be willing to see it. It is also a card, you know, for getting and seeing our own strengths that we never knew that we had. That's what suffering makes us, you know, go through. We find new strength that we didn't even know that we had, and you are willing to take on the world here. That's the crossing energy here that I'm getting. It is so far very nice, Scorpio. It's a very balanced reading, and this is also talking about balance, patience, having patience for yourself, but not necessarily roaming around for too long in your castle, being just safe. And also, if this is a fear about asking for help because you're safe in your castle, just know that everyone needs help sometimes, and it's not a weakness to actually ask for help. It's not a weakness to ask for guidance, or, you know, just even asking for a little bit of warmth, but you're ready here with your sword. I really get this uplifting energy that you just need to get out of your own head, because the swords are double-sided. You know, they can be used for good and they can be used for bad. So a heartbreak or a feeling of suffering and point of no return can also be used as a new beginning. You are the one choosing what to do with it, and I feel like you know exactly what you need to do, if that makes sense. I feel like you have, it's almost like it's too good to be true. That's the energy that you're coming from. Like you don't not really been tuning into your subconscious or the secrecy of your heart. That's also what I'm getting. What do you actually want, Scorpio? That is a question for you to answer. The moon is also a 1 and an 8. So that's a number 9. So you're even coming out of this collective energy. And you also have a new beginning here that will come into the upright throughout the month. So I feel like this is a complete new chapter for you, Scorpio, as well. Not only like 2025 will be, you're also starting January with this, which is really pushing you into that energy that is pushing you out of your comfort zone, really. What are you consciously working towards, Scorpio? What are you consciously working towards? What is your conscious mind about? January 2025. So it is the 5, 6, 7 of Pentacles there. And 7 of Pentacles is awaiting a higher purpose, perseverance. You know, he's been planting these pentacles in order to grow, but since it is in the reverse, I'm not necessarily feeling that you're blocking it, but you're kind of done waiting. You want to get ahead. That's what I'm getting from it. My patience leads to perseverance. Just focus, but I feel like you are, that's why it might be in the reverse, because you're coming out of this energy. It might be needing to force you into this energy by the end of the month again, for the steps that you've been taking. You just need to hear an answer from this, that, or the other. But you know, it's about the physical, the material, security, stability. Maybe you've not been feeling very stable enough, so that's why you've not been able to tell if it's an illusion or intuition speaking. But that is in your conscious mind, and you know that you've been waiting for a long time. But I really get the feeling that you are ready to move on from that energy and just get going on the ideas that you have. Okay, so what is the key here? What is Scorpio's unconscious thinking about? What are you unconsciously working towards that Scorpio might not be aware of yet? What is the key to the mystery here for Scorpio in January 2025? Oh, it's another card about illusion and choices. And knowing that, okay. Okay. So we have the 7, we have another number 7, 7 of Cups here. And the Cups are about emotions, habits, intuition, and healing. And the 7 of Cups is about waiting. And also higher purpose, because that is the foundation of the 7s. So you are presented with many choices. And you don't know which one is fantasy, illusions. You know, you can commit to something even if it's not perfect. There are pros and cons with all the choices that you're making. You just need to be real to yourself. And that is what your subconscious is telling you. That there will be, and I feel like maybe that's why you got the swords as well, and why I was talking about it, is that there is pros and cons to all the actions or all the ideas that you have or the choices you're making, but you are the one deciding to see, look at it, whether it is a positive thing or a negative thing. You are the one deciding that. So you got 2 cards about your conscious and your subconscious about waiting, and I feel this is done with the waiting. I feel like you just want to leap into those to those actions that you are waiting for, to that new venture. Could I please get a clarification card on the Seven of Cups here in Scorpio's subconscious, please? Just waiting for this. I really get the feeling like, oh, it's almost starting, kind of. Okay, you want to pop up. It's a Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is a journey towards harmony. And I feel like I leave because I cannot heal in a place that reopen my wounds. This is going on in your subconscious. It's a journey, you know, with bringing your past sorrows. And, you know, in the original Rider-Waite Tarot, in this, it's a woman and a child in a boat, propelling on a boat forward to calmer shores. They're just leaving everything behind except the clothing on their backs. And I feel like there is a transition, leaving behind, moving on to calmer waters, distance, and accepting lessons here. If we read it in reverse, it's returning to trouble or unable to move on. I don't feel like this is where I just wanted to read it out loud because maybe someone needs to hear it, what you're moving away from. Returning to trouble or unable to move on, running away, trapped and stuck in turmoil. And I really feel like you are accepting your lessons right now and you're moving on to calmer waters. And you moving on. So that is your subconscious. You're just going to need to pick something, Scorpio, that will help you move forward. And you know exactly what you're going to pick, because I really get that in my gut, that you already know what you're going to choose here. All right. Could I get the energy of Scorpio? Your attitude towards January. What is your attitude towards January, Scorpio? I feel like it's been a very few hectic months. A lot has been uncovered through the news and everything. Maybe you feel like you might not be able to trust the news. You don't know if it's AI or if it's real or what's going on. What is your energy for January, Scorpio? Could I please, Spirit? So, 7. You got another 7 here. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you got another 7. Okay, so maybe 777 is an angel card, angel number that you need to look up. Maybe you see 7s a lot. This is a card of tactics. So like we said earlier, the 7s are the cards of waiting or a higher purpose. This card in the upright means, you know, deception, trickery, and turning a blind eye. But it could also mean tactical. You know, survival mode versus thriving. So this man here, he's stealing the swords of the enemy army, so that we'll have less, you know, weapons to fight with. And that is not necessarily so that they can win, but you can actually stop a conflict by taking these weapons away. And I feel like you just might need to look into a little bit more strategical planning and strategical thinking, and just lay one stepping stone in front of the other. And maybe that's why I got the stepping stones from the beginning. It's just taking one step at a time, slowly, being tactical, being strategic about it. Is a card about strategy, and I feel like that's what you're starting to pick up on. It's in the upright, so you might not have started to take actual actions towards being it, but you're starting to pick up on this energy that you might start to plan. You might need to start to plan what's going on here. Could I please have another card for the 7 of Swords here? Thank you. You got the 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords got into the reverse here. So we're just going to read the clarification there, and it says a fair fight, peace after trouble, making amends, reconciliation, past resentment, regret, remorse, cutting loose, and resolution. So maybe that's why you need to start taking steps towards or leave behind, because you are wanting subconsciously to move on. Let's check on the environment around you, the people around you, you know, the influencing energies around you. What is influencing Scorpio right now in January 2025? What is influencing Scorpio? Oh, Two of Swords. So the twos are about patience and balance. We have another two here. You got a lot of synchronicity going on here, Scorpio. So the Two of Wands, patience and balance, but you know, the sword is double-edged, so it can cut and it can hurt, but it can also help. You know, the sword, the one who's wielding the sword is the one to use what, to say what it's used for, to decide what it's used for. And she's having a blind eye here, blindfold on, sitting close to water, so that's your subconscious, or maybe even your watery energy, your emotions. She's sitting there blindfolded, weighing these two swords. And you also have the moon there again. So maybe it's the environment actually affecting you. Maybe it's the people around you affecting you. You know, it's a card of indecision, of different choices, which we know that you have had throughout this entire reading. Stalemate. You might be feeling a little bit stuck where you are. There's no pros and cons with any decisions. It's also this is also another card of that. There's no clear winnable one. I feel, and since it's in the, I feel like you have decided. Why is that in your environment? Maybe people around you are actually influencing or trying to influence your decisions. Maybe if you have a mother, they go against what you're actually wanting, what your heart wants. They might be thinking a little bit more tactical, or someone around in your closeness. But you are the one that's wielding this sword, and you are the one for your own life that's you know, using this weight, this scale, this balance. That the balance is for you and you alone, and you should not listen to anyone else for your own life decisions, because you know in your heart what is right for you, right? Can I have another card on Scorpio's environment, please? Oh, okay. Can I have another card for Scorpio's environment, please? What is going on in Scorpio's environment here? What is going on in Scorpio's environment right here? The Knight of Cups. The Knights, you know, they are a card of conviction. They are like rebellious youths, you know, trying to make their mark on this story. He's covered in fish, which has to do with your intuition and your subconscious. And the horse is kind of like this knight, you're ready to take that rebellious jump and just ride into the distance with your intuition at hand, guiding you, guiding the horse and covering you. So it's really asking you to look at your intuition here. Knight of Cups is a card of diplomacy, a romance, charm, of course. There is beauty, art and wonder everywhere. You know, he is a man who's in touch with his emotion, and therefore he's in touch with his intuition, and he's able to channel it into action. It's also an arrival of a cause of a celebration here. So you might in your surrounding, in your environment, be celebrating something in January, and this is a card for you then, something that hopefully resonates in this reading. Could we look at the short-term outcome for January 2025 and the steps or the energies? Could we get a from read outcome for Scorpio in January 2025, please? Could we have a little look at what comes next? The Magician. he's blocked. But the Magician, you know, is the one. He will go into the upright. So you're absolutely ready for a new beginning here, Scorpio. The Magician is about willpower, intention, creation, manifestation. He has all the tools that he needs here on the table to create all the suits, you know, the swords and the cups and the pentacles and the wands here on the table, ready for his disposal to create his reality. You also have the number 8, which is the number of money, or it could also be karma, you know, what goes around comes around. So have pure intentions. As above, the staff, and so below, you're covered in flowers here, and the flowers are very hard to grow in the tarot. You know, have really good intentions and trust your inner power. And I feel like you might not just about yet start trusting your inner power, but starting taking tactical steps towards actually doing it and taking the temperature of the things around you in order to see where you're at and when you're actually. It's almost like you are planning on when to start out of a tactical thing. But he's in the reversed. He is blocked right now. And maybe there's something that you need to hear or experience before he actually goes into the upright. But this is, if you're working throughout your energy, the Magician will be the energy that you will have. The short-term energy, short-term outcome that you will have from January 2021. It is the beginning. It is the actual new beginning. We're starting this from a past, a number 9, and we're having a short-term outcome here on number 1. So it is the beginning and the end here. Maybe you're just waiting for that to let loose. Maybe it's just bubbling in the background there, but he will go into the upright, and that's an amazing reading, Scorpio. We want to see the long-term outcome from Scorpio's energy of January 2025. You know, a year from now, 3, 6, 12 months from now, what is the long-term outcome for Scorpios? Of January 2025. I feel like you're getting 3 cards here, and you have the Ace of Wands. Right now it's in the blocked position, but it will go into the upright. And the aces are new beginnings, is new energy, innovation, inspiration, impulsiveness. This is the first step. You have actually another number 1 here, which is quite intriguing that you do. You know, it's the first step in the act of creation. A fire of intention, desire, passion, guiding like a torch, you know, and it's the universe presenting this to you. You have a castle in the background, something to build, something's there waiting for you. You are just wanting that to go into the upright, which it will be. You have the 3 of Wands here. The 3 of Wands, you know, the 3s, like we said earlier, is a card of new life. I feel like you only got 2 cards of 3s, but maybe it's 3-3. That's a master number, really. 3 of Wands. What did we say? New life. Point of return again. You're looking ahead, looking at expansion. You know, rapid growth, preparing yourself for action. And actions today create tomorrow's future, and you're very well aware of that. Right now, it's kind of like bubbling underneath. You need to sort this energy out and really get in touch with yourself about what you want. You know, with all these wonderful opportunities that you are presented with, which one is the one you want to actually go for? Which one is the one that is your new life, that you want to have this rapid growth with? Preparing yourself for action, that is the goal there. And we're gonna finish on, on Temperance, which is the number 14. 1 + 4 is 5, so it's about, you know, change and the possibilities. Temperance is a card of a middle path, patience again, and finding meaning. So your long-term outcome for January 2025 is finding balance, and you know, really being able to directing your energy towards what you actually want. And that is great. That's absolutely amazing, Scorpio. You know, it's a card about adapting, cooperation, and meditation. You know, he has one foot here, firmly on the ground, and 1 foot in the water. 1 foot grounded and 1 foot in his emotions. These cups never run out, and maybe it's even a guardian angel popping in and saying this to you right now. You have the sun coming up from the horizon there, and maybe even a little bit of enlightenment. You know, embrace the patience that you have within you. I know that might not be easy at times to find patience, but in that patience, in that stillness, you will connect to yourself. You know, there's harmony with this card and the ability to balance your inner world. So if you ask the question there, this means yes. And this is the card that weighs the heaviest of all the three of them, that you will find some sort of meaning, finding balance. You know, the cups never runs out, they're balancing between each other. You cannot pour out of an empty cup into any projects that you have, as long as you are embracing this energy, and maybe even incorporating some meditation here, some stillness for you to get in touch with your solar plexus, your gut feeling, and where that aligns with the heart and the mind. If all those three components, let's say yes to something, then that means yes. If one of them are going off, if you're in deep contact with yourself, if one of these goes off and not fully feeling it, then that's a no. And you know, I'm not telling you what to do here, but if you allow yourself some stillness and some contemplation, even meditation here, you will have all the reversed cards going into the upright. You will take tactical steps towards achieving it, and you're going to know that you are having this power of manifestation within you. You are the one creating your life, and it's kind of fun that, you know, the cards that we're getting as we're going through is actually confirming things that I already said. I'm asking Spirit to give Scorpio 3 messages for January 2025, what they need to hear. What does Scorpio need to hear? Adjustments are required. Adjustments are required. And work through your fears. And it's funny that that is the new moon in Scorpio, because the new moon, like I said earlier in the intro of the astrological events that we have for January, the new moon is planting the seeds for the lunar cycle to come. So in order to harvest what you really need to harvest, or what you really want to harvest here, Scorpio, so working through your fears, asking for help. Do we have another card here for Scorpio, another message for Scorpio for January 2025? Is there another message for Scorpio, January 2025? Okay, I feel like I should pick this up right now. What does Scorpio need to hear, Spirit? What does Scorpio need to hear? Is there any more messages for Scorpio, January 2025? Get grounded. You might be an empath, you might be highly sensitive, but Spirit is really asking you to get grounded, to connect with nature, and really maybe even more barefoot in the ground. I know it's very snowy and maybe even cold right now, but just having that connection to the soil with like close, like having the fingers in soil, or even having the toes burrow down in the grass, and even that is making us feel present. Also a card of meditation. Is there another card for Scorpio? Because I feel like I really want to go again. Is there anything else that Scorpio needs to hear, Spirit? If not, let me know. It's just that the card that you wanted. Give me the last one of the moon now. Thank you. Is there anything else Scorpio needs to hear? Oh. A fiery climax approaches. So there might be some new passion or some new creative projects coming in. A fiery climax is approaching. You're also sharing the planet with Aries, aren't you? The fire of Mars. You're sharing Mars with Aries, aren't you? And Mars retrogrades, retrogrades enters Cancer. So maybe around the retrograde there is asking you to get grounded, have a look at your emotions, and have that fiery climax just around the corner. All right, Scorpio, that's everything for this time. I'm truly grateful for your wonderful energy. If anything in this reading resonated with you, please leave a like. Please leave a comment. It's going to help me a lot. I'm trying this layout out for now. So if you have any thoughts or any input, please leave it in the comment section down below. Consider subscribing, and hopefully I see you in February. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.